All right, so let me share my screen with you all. Yep, here you go. Can you all see my screen? I hope you all can see my screen now. So, like before we start, there are two group of people that are usually, creating content when it comes to SEO optimized content. And okay, so one group of people are who are generating content using AI altogether, not doing anything manually, and then editing the content and putting up, right keywords and optimizing it further, and then simply publishing the content. So this is one group of, people that we are talking about here. And then there is other group of people who are so much into, content writing that they have, people, SEO writers, content writers who literally write content for them, and they literally write content, getting research data, understanding the user intent, and then they write the content accordingly, right? And also writing, so content writers are very good at writing, but writing content which has SEO optimization in it, and it matches all the top scores that are required to write a content which is already optimized, is something wherein content brief can be handy. Again, there is a way wherein, this two type of people that we are talking about, one which is doing manual work with the content brief or with all the guidelines that they get to optimize the content, and then there are people who are doing everything, automated using AI. So this webinar will actually, targeting both of this group, and in fact, it will combine both of this group in a way which will help them to do both of their work, in a combination. So a person who is writing all together, all by himself, can use some assisted AI and do all the things that the way he's doing right now, while the person who is doing everything using AI can still get some information and more guidelines with content brief, and then use AI to write the content as well. So we will be targeting both this group of people, and I hope everyone comes under this two group of people only. And yeah, so let's get started here. So let's go to new document, and you will see that, we have three different types of documents. SEO brief is the first one, which will be concentrating more. Then there is AI assisted SEO writing, so where you create content from scratch, using AI, and from creating title, outlines, everything. And then there is optimize existing content, so you already have web page, you would like to audit it, analyze it, and then you would like to, optimize the content. Then that's the best part, that is you can use optimize existing content workflow. We will go into SEO brief. And I was just looking into the users who have, registered for this webinar, and I found one very interesting one, and that is miamibeaches.com. So I'll be taking a live example of one of our users, which has this website, miamibeaches.com. And okay, so how this works? First thing first, let's go into SEO brief. Let's say we want to write about Miami nightlife. What we'll do is we will enter our keyword here, or a topic, Miami nightlife. And let's go into advanced settings, and we will be targeting entire United States because Miami is a tourism place. People all around US or all around the world comes to Miami, right? Like it's that famous. So let's keep it United States and language English, and let's create new document now. So now once, okay, here we are. That was quick. So the first thing first. So the workflow is here, and the workflow has simple 5 steps to follow. First is title, then comes the outline, then comes the content brief, and then comes the optimize, and then publish. So currently we are on the title step, and outranking has generated some intent-driven unique titles for you automatically. So these are some intent-driven unique titles. These are not copy-pasted, these are not rewritten, but these are newly written titles on the basis of the top 20 ranking pages for this particular, topic, that is Miami nightlife. So, you can select the one that really makes sense to your use case. Miami night magic, top spots for unforgettable nightlife. And these are the keywords that you are targeting. You're targeting 13, target is 12, you're targeting enough. But if there is scope, you can add more, right? Like Best is something that you can add. I can see more places. Best is something that has been added. So let's say top is not something that we should have because it's not ranking at all. We can add like best spots. And now you see you're targeting 18 keywords just by changing one word, and you're targeting more keywords. And before you move forward, these are the top 10 pages which are already ranking on the left side for this particular keyword, that is Miami nightlife. So you can get some inspiration of what your competitors are doing. And once you select the title, outranking will automatically identify what sort of web page you are trying to write here. So web page type says that you're trying to write an informative blog post. And there are a lot of other pages that it can write. So you can change it if your use case is different. You can change it from here, but it will automatically identify for the first time for you. And once you have selected the right title, move on to the next step in the workflow, and that is outline. So now we are moving on to the next step, that is outline. And here, outranking will generate some intent-driven unique outlines for you using research and keywords automatically. So you will get to see some state-of-art outlines which are from 360 perspective, and it will give you all sort of outlines that's possible. And you can keep the one that you want. You can remove rest. You can add more. You can do all of that here. So just hold on, maybe for a second. We should have the outline ready. Okay, here you go. So introducing Miami's vibrant night scene, why Miami is world-class destination for night owls, understanding allure of Miami's nightlife, discover the best dance clubs, get lost in beats in club space, experience high energy nightlife at Live Miami. So if you are targeting something, a club, you can change this, you can add your brand name as well. Unique Miami nightlife experience, upscale nightlife and culinary adventures beyond traditional clubbing, where to enjoy live music and performances, outdoor escapes, beachfront parties, singles, scene, and social hotspots. So it is covering almost everything for you, right? Let's say if you want to remove something, you can simply delete it from here. Or let's say if you want to change the sequence of it, you can simply drag and drop it and make your own set of sequence. And once you have the perfect outline, make sure that you look here, like which says 5 to 24 outlines. And we have 24. So we are good to go. And make sure that you are in between this range when it comes to outlines. Don't go way too overboard, like adding more than 24, one or two more outlines, that is fine, but don't go way too overboard. And I would like to show you something very interesting here. So let's say, for example, uh, let's say I want to add my own custom H2 that I have in mind for Miami nightlife, and that is let's say Nikki Beach. Add Nikki Beach, right? So Nikki Beach is something famous, looks like that. So let's do one thing here. Let's say I want to add a custom H2. I click on add H2, and I can add my own H2 here, where I write uh, top things to do at night at Nikki Beach. I'm just trying to show you a random example here. So top things to do at night at Nikki Beach, and you would like to get some ideas of for H3 on this topic. You can click on H3 ideas, and it will generate some more outlines for you on the basis of the H2 that you have selected. Here you go. Experience the signature Nikki Beach white party. Enjoy the beach club atmosphere with live DJ. Indulge in gourmet dining. So yeah, it's coming up with the right context of H3s here. So let's quickly go ahead, and I will keep a couple of them, and they will quickly we will move on. Yes. Oh yeah, we have a lot of outlines. Let's just keep 24. And yeah, on the left side of the screen, you will see that these are the keywords that you need to try and target in your outlines. So these are also the search terms for headings along with the related keywords. Look into it, and whatever makes sense to you, you can add them manually here if you want to, and there are ways to add it later on as well. So here is the entire keyword section for adding it in your outline only. And you are already have 37. The target is 21. So you're good to go anyway, but you can add more if that makes sense to you. And below that, you will see that these are the top 20 ranking pages who are already ranking for this keyword, that is Miami nightlife. So if you click on expand all, you will see what they are writing in the form of H2s and H3s for this particular keyword. So let's say if you like something, if you want to add it, like you can simply click here and that will be added to your outline. And now you can modify it, you can rephrase it. So this way it becomes your own, and you are not missing out on anything that your competitors have. So you can look into your competitors and get some inspiration ideas of what you are missing out on and add it accordingly. And also, this top 20 pages are added to the background research as well. So this is the background research that we are adding up as top 20 pages. And then there is a questions tab here. So these are all the popular questions that people are usually searching on Google. These are PAR questions. People also ask questions. So if they make sense to you, you can simply click here and that will be added to your outline. And you can club them up with FAQs as well if you want to by just dragging and dropping it. And once you're done with that, let me show you something very interesting here. That is add URLs. You click on add URLs, and here, let's say you want to add some more web pages to background research. So top 20 has good stuff, but let's say you know some web pages who have really good content of Miami beaches and you would like to add them. You can definitely do that by adding all those URLs here and just click on add URL because that will add all of those web pages as background research and feed AI so that AI can consider those information as well when it starts writing for you. So that's something important that you can add your own custom research. And for the top 20 pages, if you see that there is TripAdvisor, like you don't want it might be a fake information on it, right? You can simply click here and that particular domain will be removed from entire background research. So this is something that you can do and make your own custom research here because I always say like, if you have the best research data, the content will be definitely at par. Now moving forward, one more thing that, okay, let's check whether this particular domain is ranking in top 20 or not. So you'll get some idea on it. Yep, it's ranking on the first position. That's great. So yeah, let's go ahead. They have a wonderful domain here, Miami and beaches.com. So yeah, now comes the next part, the most important part, that is content brief. So we will be moving on to the step that is content brief. You can click on generate content brief here. I see there are some questions here. Let me just answer them. So adding URL for background data, those URL will be later used to for first draft. Absolutely right, Eddie. And Paul here, what happens when I unclick on the ranking pages and only use my own URLs? In the past, it still took background from competitor pages instead of only my URL. So, okay, if you are removing all the top 20 pages, it will still consider the top 5 pages and will still add those as background research because adding a couple of own custom research URL is not enough to generate the entire first draft. Might be sometimes, might not be sometimes. So if you remove all the top 20 pages, it will still consider the top 5 as default and will add those information as background research. So that is there something that, yeah, a very good question there. So yeah, this clears it out there. So now we are on generating the content brief. And the first thing that you can do is if you already created a template, you can use it. Or let's say we create a new one and we use the same name here, which is mentioned here as well. So let's say, all right, just a second. So we create a new template here. You just add the name. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Add the sitemap. I don't have the sitemap of this website, but I can definitely uh, add the name of the website itself. That's fine. So let me just add the sitemap here or a website name and about the brand. So I'm on the about page here and about GMCVB. So this is the mission and this is the details. I can simply copy these details of the brand and I can put it up here about the brand. So it is very important. Like if you have more information about the brand, you should put more information because on the basis of this, it will generate a lot of information on the content brief that will be helpful for the writers to understand the goal of the brand, the takeaways, the user intent, everything. So let's quickly go ahead. You can put it up here in an unorganized manner. That's fine. It's just the data that you're putting up here, which will be used later on. Now let's move forward and let's click on next here. This great thing for people who want to use AI to get started, but research is still wide. Absolutely, absolutely. I agree on it. Because, Mark, see, whether you're using AI or not, at the end of the day, you will be writing content if you have knowledge about it, right? And that's what Google wants. Like, so when we talk about experience and expertise out of EEAT of Google guidelines, it all comes under one thing, that is how good your research is for the topic. So if you're using AI, you put up good content as research, or if you're not if you're not using AI at all, still you will need the research material that you can look into and get some knowledge and then write accordingly. So content brief will also do that work for you, where it will do all the research for you. It will come up with everything that you need to do when you write the content for a particular topic. This can take maybe a minute or two, and it should generate the entire brief, because there are a lot of details on the brief. So just hold on. Absolutely right, Mark. You will just look like everyone else, and that's where Google will catch you, right? You're not having any uniqueness, you're not having any originality, you haven't done your research, typically spending time over it. Here you go. So the content brief is ready, and this is the entire table of content that we have looked into. So the target keyword is here, title is here, description is here. You can change it if you want to write here all by yourself. About domain details. Then comes competing content. So here are the top 20 pages, top 20 ranking competitors. It's showing you the word count on every competitor page for this particular topic, article that they have. So you can understand the highest that the person has is on the rank fifth. And if you want to check the uniqueness of content, here is the flowchart for you. So the highest is 22%, which is ranking on the 20th page, while the average is, I think, anywhere around maybe 8 or 9. So here you go. The first has just 8% of uniqueness, but they might have other things like, links and other stuff, backlinks and other things as well. And then comes the score. So this is the SEO score that every top ranking pages have. So you can have this competing content that you can give it to your writers, so they know exactly where they need to be on an average when it comes to SEO score, uniqueness of content, along with number of words that they need to write. Then comes the secondary keywords. These are the ones that has been already selected automatically. If you want to add more, like, you can click here and you can add more to give it to your writers, so that they know that they need to include, when they write content, they need to include all of these things. And if you don't want to give secondary keywords at all, you can simply disable from here, and this particular part will be gone. Here you go. So it will generate the brief without secondary keywords. And if you want to give all the keywords to optimization, you can click on check all as well. So you can do that from here. Now moving on to the next part, that is target word count. So minimum, the writers need to write 1746 words, and the typical use is 640 to 5496. So you need to be anywhere in between these. And this is the word count that you need to have at least on your content. We already selected the outlines, so we have 26 outlines. The typical use is 13 to 24, so that's fine. You can remove little, or you can just have it the way it is. Then comes statistics. So it's telling you that try to add at least 11 facts, figures, and numbers in your content. Typical use is 11 to 30, so be in between that. And list items. So try to put up things in the form of bullet pointers or numbers when you write a passage, and at least make one passage in the form of bullet pointers. The typical use is 1 to 3. Machine generated content, Google is considered for ranking or not? Google is knocking out much AI content just like the usual spam policies, because people try to scam the system. Absolutely right. So let me answer this question here that you have. Uh, yes, Paul, you are right in a way. Absolutely. But Mark, let me answer your question as well. So see, everyone, including Google, knows that AI is not going anywhere, right? AI is always going to be here, and AI is going to grow massively in coming days, months, and years. So, how Google will recognize, how Google will identify which content is really good and which content is garbage? Because most of the things will be written by AI. So that's where the human perspective and human editing and human touch comes into the picture, where you just not rely on AI, but you do your research and you come up with your own editing, your own perspective, and your own ideas in the content, along with which has been generated in AI, and make a foolproof content out of it. So depending on AI totally is something that I will not suggest. And also, like, to save some time, you can definitely use AI. but use AI to a level which it does 70% of your work, but the rest 30% is the most important, where the human perspective, human editing comes into the picture, where you put up your own ideas in your own personal way. So that is something very important. Moving on to funnel stage, it will identify for you like it's in what funnel stage right now. You can change it if you want to from here. Moving on to the next part, format. You can add your own format, like what should be the format of writing the content, like how it should be written. You can add it if you want to. You can try and regenerate it. It will regenerate most of the times. It might not sometimes. Yeah, here you go. So web page type, a blog post, travel guide, or review page focused on the nightlife in Miami. So this is the format, right? You can change it if you want to. You can regenerate it using AI as well. Tone of voice, tone, tense, and point of view. The tone is celebratory and welcoming. The tense is present tense, and the point of view is second person. So if you want to change this, you can do that. So your writers know exactly how they need to write content in a particular manner. Now let's come to the search intent, because that is something very important. And it automatically identifies like informational plus commercial. Like how it's informational, that I understand, but how commercial? So users are generally looking for information about the nightlife in Miami, potentially with the intent of planning a night out or visiting nightclubs. The inclusion of questions about sensory experiences of Miami at night for a play indicates a need for descriptive informational, while the listing for best nightclubs and where to go out to suggest a commercial intent to find the places to visit or service to use or even to book a table, right? Like you can look into such things like, if you know about some club from this particular content, you will literally call there and you will might book a table, and that's how the commercial intent comes into picture as well. So you can change this, you can regenerate it, or you can put up something that you want your users or your writers to write in a way. You can do that, but this is how the search intent is coming up automatically. Moving on, you can put up a deadline for your writers, at what should be the deadline to write the content for this particular topic. Audience, who is this for? Tourist or visitor planning a trip to Miami, as well as local looking for new nightlife experience. Additionally, this could be for a playwright or creative writer seeking inspiration to accurately depict the Miami nightlife scene in their work. So that's something to the point. Takeaways, like takeaways, what you will take away out of this, along with the CTA. Discover the magic of Miami nights for yourself. Plan your unforgettable nightlife experience with the Greater Miami Convention and Visitor Bureau. Create memories that will last lifetime. Visit our website to explore the Miami has to offer and start your adventure today. So this is the sort of CTA it's giving you in the form of examples that you can use. Now comes the brand part. So, from a brand's perspective, what should be the goal to post this content? Showcase Miami nightlife as a major attraction. Position Miami and Miami Beach as must-visit location. Highlight the breadth of nighttime activities available. Encourage readers to explore beyond traditional clubbing. Provide practical information and tips for planning a night out in Miami. From a great reading experience perspective, the goals of the post are so to understand and to put up something engaging for the readers, offer a captivating and immersive introduction to Miami's nightlife that entices readers to explore further and consider visiting, provide a seamless and enjoyable reading experience by structuring the content logically, making it easy to navigate through the various nightlife options, include vivid description and storytelling elements that bring to the life the atmosphere of each recommended spot, helping readers envision themselves enjoying Miami's night. So this is something absolutely great here, that it will tell you like what sort of goals that you need to focus on while writing the content. MiamiBeaches.com's angle. So how MiamiBeaches.com come into picture when you're writing the content. So that's a CTA that we are talking about, web page key takeaway. So this is something that you will write from the point of view of Miami Beach angle, how MiamiBeaches.com fits in. So you can look into this content as well, like the seamlessly into a topic of Miami's vibrant nightlife as its mission and showcase a diverse and culturally rich experience. The article emphasizes on the electric mix of nightlife options from Latin dance clubs to upscale bars by encouraging readers with the call to action to discover the magic of Miami nights. So it's giving you all sort of information that in a way where your brand fits in to the content that you are trying to write. In summary, the brand fits into the topic by being the driving force behind marketing Miami's nightlife. The Bureau efforts to promote city's diverse offering align with the articles take away about the range and richness of the nightlife experience available. Their mission to generate travel demand and elevate the community's economic and social well-being is directly tied with the vibrancy and allure of Miami nights. So it's on point again where how your brand fits in. Now comes the part wherein you are targeting NLP terms and you get to know like the top 10 pages along with the NLP terms that they are targeting, and accordingly you can add those NLP terms in your content. Now it will come up with link to and link from automatically along with the suggestions. You can remove it if you don't, if it doesn't match your use case, and you can add more by clicking on add more. And so your writers know exactly what links to be added in the content that they write for link to and from link from as well. And there are some external links suggested as well here, as you can see. And sometimes it might just be not sensible for your use case, so you can simply remove them if you want to. And what you can do is you can add more external links and give it to your writers so that they know that these are the external links that they need to target in the content that they are writing. Apart from that, you can give additional notes like what they need to take care of when they are writing the content or they are generating content, regardless. And then there is the entire outlines that you have put up in place when we are on the outline step. So once everything is perfect here and you are good to go with the entire brief, you have sorted the entire brief. You can also save the template from here so that you don't have to create new template every time. You can use the same template every time again. And once you are done with this, and once you have the perfect SEO brief for your writers to write it manually or by using some other way like prompts or maybe generating a first draft, you can simply click on share brief here and just hold on for maybe, yeah, here you go. So here is the entire content brief for you and for your writers. So now once you have the brief ready, what you can do is you can share it with your team by giving edit view rights and click share, and they will have access to the content brief. Or let's say if you want to give it to someone else altogether who is not into the system of outranking, you can click on download PDF as well, and that will generate the PDF for you. Let me just share my screen of the PDF as well. Here you go. Can you see the content brief in the form of PDF? So here is the entire PDF of the content brief. You can save it and you can give it. Along with that, it will also give you competing content data as well at the bottom along with the outlines. So you can see that these are the domains who are ranking along with the word count and the SEO score that they have. So this is the brief that you can give. I think you can see the brief, right? Like just let me know if you are able to see the PDF of the content brief. Guys, are you able to see it? All right, great. Yes, absolutely. You can edit everything here. Once you're on editor is something wherein you can edit, right? Like, you can edit everything that you want to here. And then you can share the brief with your team. That's possible as well. And once you have the brief ready, now let's say if you want to generate quick content using this brief as the background data, and on the basis of this, you want to generate a first draft, you can do that as well. So what you can do is, okay, before going there, let me show you. So this is the outline. Let's say your writers have the access to the outlines now. They can start writing the content all by themselves here, or they can also use prompts to write the content. So let's say you add a greater than sign and now you can write a prompt. So let's say write an introduction on Miami's vibrant night scene. The tone of writing should be welcoming, and the answer should not be more than 100 words. You can be creative with your prompts, that's fine. You can, if you want some stats data, you can also say, like, write statistical data in your introduction, and it will write some stats as well. All right, and now you can click on run prompt, and it will generate the content for you. The prompt works when you add the greater than sign, and that's how it will work for you. Here you go. Right? Welcome to electrifying heart of Miami's nightlife. The tone was welcoming, that's why it's writing it in that way. So yeah, you can be creative with your tone and it will write accordingly. Let's say, for example, you can generate content like this, or you can manually start writing here. But let's say if you quickly want to generate first draft and then you want to edit it moving forward with your writers, you can do that as well. But how to do that? You are on content brief right now, and you need to also, one more thing that I forgot is, when you write a prompt and you generate content, outranking will also give you the sources from where the background research has been done, so you know exactly the content which has been generated is coming from reliable sources only. And next, now let's say if you the entire brief is here, but now you want to generate a first draft along with it, keeping the brief the way it is right now, and along with that you want to generate a brief, generate a first draft. How you can do that? So there is a quick settings here that you can see under the workflow, just beside workflow. Click on it, and here there are some more settings that you can see here for workflow and draft options. Document type is SEO brief right now. You can change it to AI writing. Click on it and just hold on for maybe some seconds, and it will convert the content brief into altogether first draft. So now here's a brief. You go back to, so now there is no content brief here. There is writing tools. You go on writing tools, and then you go to first draft, and here you are. Now you can change the tone of writing, change all the parameters that you want to give some more specification to AI, that how he should write the content on the basis of the content brief that has been generated. And once you do that, make sure that you click on these options, and there's a check mark on both of these: generate optimized first draft and generate originality suggestions. Because once you do that, it will generate at least 60 to 70% of optimized draft for you already, which will target all the important keywords and everything. And originality suggestion is something that will generate all the originality suggestion based on Google's EEAT guidelines. So let's quickly go ahead and click on generate first draft. Now outranking will start writing content for you for all the outlines that we have, step by step, right in front of you. Here you go. So this can take maybe some time, but yeah, I will still write the content for you. Meanwhile, guys, any questions or anything that you have in mind that you would like to talk about? Anything that you would like to talk about, please unmute yourself or maybe write a question in chat. So, okay, Eddie, if you are writing it all by yourself, I will say a content brief is must, because that will give you exact way moving forward, like what should be the way moving forward when it comes to user intent or takeaway for your brand, and everything that you need to consider when you're writing or your writers are writing. So that's definitely there. uh, so yeah, that really makes sense that you need to generate a content brief if you're writing it all by yourself. Tom, please tell me, please unmute yourself and please tell me your question. Yeah, Tom, please tell me. No worries, Tom. No worries. All right, guys. Any other questions that you would like to talk about? Also, if you see, it will write in a very organized manner for you, wherein it will add benefits, pros, cons in a bullet points format for you. So the content written will be in a very organized structure and not something which is just haywire here and there. Also, one important thing that I would like to tell you here is that you will see these brackets at almost every H3, and that is something that is telling you to add sometimes images or maybe an infographic or some testimonial, which will add some additional brownie points when it comes to originality and uniqueness of content. So try to implement them if they make sense to you, because that is something that is going to add uniqueness. Outranking will not do it for you, because outranking wants that a human intervention is required, and you cannot just leave everything on AI. And that's where you put up some things all by yourself, and that's how you increase the originality of your content. Is the title generated before adding more ready to rank? Kevin, I didn't got your question. Can you just explain me little in detail here? Like, is the titles generated before adding more ready to rank? Can you explain me a little in detail, Kevin? It has written content for us here, as you can see. Capture an image of speakeasy entrance hinting at allure without giving away too much, and a quote from patron reminiscing about their unique find and experience within. So, it's telling you try to add a quote here in this particular H3, that is hidden gems, speakeasies, and secret bars. So it understands, right? Like it's secret bars, it's secret bars. So it's telling you that don't give away too much in your image. So it's spot on. Here's the domain data of all the top 20 pages as well. So we are about to get done. This should be done within a couple of minutes from now, and we can move forward. So as you can see, like, once you create the content brief, still, if you want to use a first draft, you can change the setting that comes here under this particular settings icon, and you can change the document type and then generate a first draft accordingly. Or you can just use the same document content brief by just adding content all by yourself, or by creating prompts and write the content for all the outlines that you have. Also, one important thing that I would like to tell you is that I forget most of the time is that, if you're working with a team, like you have three, four people, or maybe two, you can change the status of it, right? Like now it's on optimization level, whether it's on publishing level, and accordingly you can change it, and then you can move forward. So your, the admin as well as the team users know exactly how the content is moving forward. So just hold on, it's generating some originality suggestions, and we can move forward. Okay, so OR generate titles ready to rank. Yes. So what OR does is that outranking will generate titles which are intent driven. First thing. Secondly, it will tell you the keywords that you can try and target. So obviously, it will try and help you generate an optimized title, which will help you to rank. So it is not generating titles just like that. It is giving you bunch of titles so that you can decide which one matches your use case and how many keywords you are targeting with the title. And that is also very important. We're just about to get done, and then we will move forward. Any questions or anything that you have in mind, everyone, anyone, please put it up in chat, or maybe unmute yourself and let me know. It's taking longer than expected. Just hold on. So the workflow is same for every sort of document that you create, title, outline. The only thing that changes is writing tools. So when you are doing a content brief, it comes up with content brief. Or if you're doing first draft, it comes up with writing tools. And then optimizes again common step. So yeah, here we go. And now, as I said, like originality suggestions are getting generated. So you will see that almost all the places, and these are the suggestions that are based on EEAT of Google guidelines. So it's giving you some suggestions that you can implement it. So include quote from attendees or party organizers to provide personal testimonials about their experience at these day parties. Add a brief section with tips on staying cool and safe while partying in the Miami heat, such as importance of sunscreen and hydration. Incorporate a curated playlist or link to Spotify mix that captures the vibe of Miami day parties. So it's giving literally suggestions which adds really good value to the users, right? Like this is something which is very important. So try to implement the suggestion. Like you can implement one or maybe two or all three or just none of them. It all depends on your use case. But if you want to implement it, remove it and just implement it here at this right place. So you will see the suggestions at almost all the places in the outlines, and that will help you if you implement them. That will help you to add some originality to your content. And you can see the originality graph here when you click on originality SEO element. And current SEO, your uniqueness will be 11%, and the target is 11%. So you're good to go. But you can see how unique the content is when it comes to 20 all top 20 ranking pages. Now, quickly moving. Okay, so we already have 73 per SEO score, and the target is 69. So you're good to go. But the word count is high because we have the content brief as well here. Once you remove those all those things, your word count will be in the match requirement of this particular range. Everything which is green, which is having green dot, is already optimized, and everything which is yellow or red needs to be optimized. There is still some scope of improvement. So you can go one by one and optimize it. You will see the titles already optimizing. You are targeting enough keywords in title. This is your title here. Moving on to description, there are enough. You are targeting three in the description. If you want to target more, these are some keywords that you can target. Moving on to headings, you have 29 headings. Requirement is 5 to 24. And these are the keywords that you can try and target in your headings. Let's say if you want to add something like Miami places to go out, you can click on this magic wand and it will rewrite a heading for you, which will add this particular keyword. So you can accept it if you want, or you can simply move forward if you don't like it. Moving on to common terms. So you're targeting most of the common terms here, and you can see that if you're targeting something way too much, it will show you a downward arrow. You can click here and it will tell you exactly where you're using it. And now if you need to remove it, where you will go. You are seeing it more because there's a content brief on it. But what you can do is you can simply remove the content brief and just keep the content here which you're planning to publish it once everything editing is done, and then you rerun it and go forward. So this is something that you can do. Then moving on to images, the target is 13 to 15. So you need to add at least 13 to 15 images. You can add images from here. And these are the top 10 pages, the number of images that they have. You can click here and that will take you to the competitors page and you can see what sort of images they are using. Moving on to internal links, you can add your sitemap and it will give you all the suggestions. Let me try and do it. I don't have the sitemap, but yeah, it might take the website name as well. No, I will have to add the sitemap. Regardless, so it will give you all the links along with the anchor text that you can add in your content. Anyway, it has already given us in the content brief that we generated. So you can use that information as well to add in there. And it's very simple to add the links, like just select the word and there is a link word here, link icon here. You can add the link here and click on add link. And that's it. You are adding the link here. And let's refresh the SEO score and you will see that there is one link here. Here you go. Right? So also the SEO score has gone high. So this is how you can move forward with all the other things that are there. You can click see more and you will see that there's a video. So target is 1 plus. Try to add at least one video in your content. It can be an embedded YouTube video as well. That's fine. Tom, yeah, please tell me if you have any question. Tom, do you have any question? Or shall I just move forward? All right, I think that was by mistake. Okay. So yeah, list items. So try to put up things in the form of numbers, pointers. The target is three. You have 66. Try to remove because you have suggestions here in the form of pointers, right? So once you remove them all, anyway, it will be moving on to a less number. Tables, it says opportunity. So that is something very interesting. So it means that none of your top 20 competitors have table on their content. So if you put up a table, you will have some brownie points, on this particular element. So for example, you can create table by using this icon here and adding a table on your content and write information as per your requirement. Or you can also use prompt to generate the table. So you can add a library of prompts here. So I'm just showing you an example here, like write a score for using organic essential oils for the skin based on variety, cost, benefits, and effectiveness out of 5. Write the details in the form of a table with two columns separated by line. Let's click on run prompt and we'll try and generate a table along with the information for you. Here you go. So this is something that you can use to generate table as well and edit information if you want to. Now moving on to the last part, that is statistics. So try to add facts, figures, and numbers in your content. And these are some facts, figures, and numbers from your competitors' pages. So you can look into it and see what they are writing in the form of facts and figures. And then there's a plagiarism scanner as well. You can run a plagiarism scan and you can look like how plagiarized your content is. With outrankings AI, the content plagiarism score will not be above 4 anyway. It will be anywhere around 1, 2, or maybe 3. But if it is about 6 or 7, that's where you need to be little concerned. And there's an option there, fix with AI. You can just click on it and it will fix the plagiarism content for you. Also, I'm not running this right now because it will take almost 10 minutes to scan everything online, and that's why I'm not running it right now. But you can just grab a cup of coffee, come back, and see the results and move forward. And once you're done with that, you can move on to the last step, that is publish, where you can, download images, download markdown version, clean HTML version. If you're using WordPress, we have plugin on outranking on WordPress. You can install it. There is an API key available in your settings. You can simply integrate it and import the content. There's a doc file that you can download. You can copy all content and just paste it in other editor if you're not using WordPress as well. And all in zip will download everything above mentioned in zip file. Also, we have Google Doc integration. So you can click here and you can generate a Google Doc instantly. And yeah, you can share it with your team. If you want to share this viewable link with someone which is not in the outranking system and someone which is altogether a different person, you can click on view only URL. That will copy the URL and you can just give the URL to anyone you want and they can view the content and give you feedback as well. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Any questions or anything that you would like to talk about? I got done with the entire content brief here and how it can help you to understand the path that you need to go forward and generate the content or create the content or write the content in a best possible manner, which is intent driven, user intent driven, and which matches your brand goals and takeaways and CTA as well. Guys, any question or anything that you have in mind that you would like to talk about? Anything, guys, or we can simply end this here. We still have around 8 minutes. But yeah, like any questions, I'm here to help you out with any questions if you have. All right, it looks like we are done here with the webinar. Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice talking to you guys. We will come back again within a week or two. And yes, we will get back again with some another webinar, which is again topic driven and which all of you can relate with. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend as well.